I don't know. We're going to figure it out. Let's go ahead and start reading the first one. Let me see. Am I wrong for refusing to introduce my cousin to my professional contacts? My younger cousin, 19 male, is currently looking for summer internships in my industry. My aunt asked if I could connect him with some people I know. The problem is he has a terrible habit of making really inappropriate jokes. He thinks being edgy is a personal trait. I can already tell you ain't wrong, but let's go ahead and finish. Recently at a cafe, he made a comment to a waitress that made everyone super uncomfortable. Now that sounds like he's very inappropriate. I told my aunt I cannot risk my reputation by introducing someone who doesn't know how to act around people. She got incredibly angry and said I'm acting superior and gatekeeping his future career. Am I wrong? I work really hard to build my network and I don't want to ruin it. I'm going to tell you that you're not wrong. I understand. I would do the same thing in your situation too. There's some people that we know in our lives that are inappropriate like this, or who are not hard workers, or who would definitely ruin our own reputation and things that we work hard for because they don't have their ish together. So I don't think you're wrong at all. But like I said, let's go ahead and see what the folks say. It says the first comment, nah man, you did a solid. Right. I didn't invite a good buddy of mine I've known since high school to my own wedding because he's known to get belligerently drunk, confrontational, and has juvenile humor. He's also covered in ink. My wife is Japanese and her parents and sisters were traveling all the way from Japan to Malibu for our wedding. I felt a little guilty, but not really. Your story reminded me of my own. Surround yourself with people who want the best for you. Right. Like I said, I definitely wouldn't have did that either, so I don't think you're wrong. I can read another one. Comment. You made the right call. Introducing someone reflects on you. Yes, it does. It'll always reflect on you. They looking at you like you didn't sit this person here, this person acting a fool. Are you this person too? Is what they're gonna start asking you and thinking about. So introducing someone reflects on you, right? And it's completely fair not to risk your hard-earned professional reputation on someone who lacks basic social awareness, just like the wedding situation. Protecting your boundaries and what you've built is what matters most. And my thing is, I understand he's 19. He can start building his own system too. There's no reason you have to build this system for him. He can start building it too, especially if he's inappropriate, especially if he doesn't know how to talk to people, especially if he's going to bring down your contacts that you've created and your business livelihood, I guess I put it that way. He's going to have to learn this on his own to try to first mature, to grow up, and then of course to start making his own contacts, or to grow up and start making it look like he can do business in a tactful manner. Until then, I wouldn't refer him either to my contacts. So I understand. You trust me, like I said, you ain't wrong at all. You're not wrong at all. Don't worry. Let me go for a next one, y'all. And like I said, I'm reading some Am I Wrong Reddit stories. Am I wrong for not wanting any dealing with my fiance and I finances? Because he is giving basically all his money to his mother. Okay, maybe I'm reading that wrong, but we finna get into this, y'all. And let me know about the last story. Let me know if you would refer somebody that's asking you to refer them to your contacts, and you know that person is either not hardworking, immature, whatever the case may be, does inappropriate things. Let me know in the comments, y'all. What would you do in this situation? So let's go ahead and get into this one. Let me read this over because I think I either misunderstood it wrong or reading it wrong or something going on. I don't know. Am I wrong for not wanting any dealing with my fiance and I finances? Because he is giving basically all his money to his mother. Okay, so here's a little background. We both moved in with his mother last year because of some issues at my parents' house. That was supposed to be our new beginning, and from the jump, he fell back into his cycle of constantly giving his mother money, which is why he left the first time. I got a job first, had to quit because of a tumor in my wrist, so he is now the main provider and makes decent money for how times is now. Since he is the provider, I don't want him stressing over our stuff, so I manage it. As I started doing that, I noticed too many trends of most of our money going to his mom for bills. So what confuses me, it was no problem when we got here, so how is it now? Okay, I'm missing some words, y'all. I'm trying to keep this on up. Okay. Now you're 2 months behind on every bill, At times, we would be left with barely $100 to ourselves because of this. And now we're in hella debt and horrible credit. By the way, he left no debt with no debt and 700 credit scores. And today I hit my breaking point. About 2 months ago, he communicated that I don't want you to get in between me doing things for them because it will be bad. And I respected that because it was his family, you know. But I still got a little involved because we are 2 years in and only got a bed. Yeah, no, ain't something ain't adding up. Some of these words are kind of backwards in some of y'all, but some ain't adding up. So I told him I can't keep stressing myself about this because I'm going to kill me. My health is getting horrible. I'm here for you, but I don't want, I don't with our finances because they keep proving myself right. Now he is looking sad and I feel bad. This is truly how I feel. Y'all, I don't understand this whole story really. But from what because it seems like some words were left out or something's going on, I don't know. But it sounds like the woman is staying with her guy in his mother's house or apartment, and he's giving his mother all their money, leaving them with like $100 a month. Sometimes, some months, but she's still behind on rent. She's behind on bills, so she obviously is not using the money to pay the bills and the rent and all that kind of stuff with. And she's trying to see what she can do with this situation because she's tired of it going on. What would y'all do in this situation, y'all? Like I said, let me know. Um, my first thought is to make, well, I guess her health is bad too. I guess the girlfriend's health is bad. It sounds like I said, I can't really gather what's going on here, but like I said, it sounds like her health has gotten bad, so she had to stop working. I don't know what kind of health she has. I don't know what's going on. But like I said, definitely, but I would definitely just have a conversation with him to let him know what I don't approve of. I understand what she said. She had the conversation, but he didn't want to get into it more because he didn't want him and his family to fall out and that kind of thing. But I don't know. You either choose him or choose another life. I mean, there's what other thing do you have? Yes, you can have the conversations over and over, but if you don't see any change, you got to figure out what's the best for you. Let me get some water, y'all. In all this, I understand what she's saying, or kind of what she's saying, but you still have to do what's best for you. If you're tired of this going on, if you can't go, if you it sounds like she had parents or somebody in the beginning that they were actually staying with, go back and stay with your parents. Y'all can still have a couple relationship from afar. You can still meet up and all that kind of thing. I mean, there's only a few options in this situation. Either go back and stay with your own parents, try to make some money on your own to have your own money and that kind of thing, so you won't have to depend on his, because he's giving all over the way, so y'all can have something besides just the bed. I mean, or you can leave the situation altogether. That's something you have to think about. But like I said, y'all, let me know. I kind of understand the situation a little bit, but it wasn't a lot. Some of the words just weren't making much sense to me. But like I said, definitely let me know what y'all would do in this situation, y'all. Let me know in the comments. I definitely want to know. This person says, am I wrong for breaking up with her after dinner with her parents? I, 29 male, has been dating someone, 28 female, for a little over 3 months. We met through a mutual friend. We've been on probably 10 or 12 proper dates. Things have been going well. She's funny, she's attractive. She's a creative director at a small agency, and I had genuinely been thinking this could be something proper. Oh wow, this is a long story. Okay. Last Saturday, she invited me to a dinner with her parents at a really nice restaurant in town. They'd come up to visit for the weekend, and she'd been excited about us all meeting. I dressed up properly, picked up a bottle of wine on the way as a small gift for them, and was looking forward to it. Things started off fine. Her parents were all well dressed, well off, and her parent is a fairly high up lawyer. They were polite to me and asked the standard questions, and the conversation flowed well at first. Then the food and drinks started arriving, and I started seeing a side of all three of them I've not been able to unsee. The waitress brought her a starter for a few minutes after the rest of us got ours. She said very loudly, "Oh wow, we have starters," then before she actually had hers in front of her. The waitress apologized, she waved her off. Fine, awkward, but fine. Her dad sent his wine back twice. The first time it was actually a fair point. He ordered a specific red and they brought a different one. The second time was because, in his words, the second pour was too cold. The waiter said he'd bring a fresh bottle. Her dad said, "Don't bother, bring me a cup of tea instead," and made a small joke that the table all laughed at. The waiter looked properly humiliated. Her mom corrected the waitress' pronunciation of the menu items twice, loudly in front of the whole table. My girlfriend laughed both times. Okay, how long is this, Lord? Y'all, this is a long one. It's a long one, y'all. All right. I finished reading it. When my main came out, it had a tiny piece of garnish that the menu hadn't mentioned. She picked it up with her fingers and held it up to me and said they'll put anything on the plate to make it look expensive. Didn't they tell you? The waiter was standing right next to her. He just looked at the floor. The bill came. Her dad spent 4 minutes loudly checking every item against the menu in front of the waiter. He found one item where the menu had said one price and the bill had a different price. 1 quid difference. He made the manager come over and spent another 5 minutes lecturing him about consistency standards. The whole evening was like that. By the end of it, I had watched my girlfriend, who had been lovely to me for the 3 months, deliver about 20 small unkindnesses to a string of people who couldn't fight back. She didn't seem to notice she was doing any of it. It was just the texture of how her family interacted with the world. I walked her home. She said her parents had really taken a liking to me. Hopefully it had been a good night for me too. I said it had been lovely and I kissed her on the cheek. The next morning, I called her and told her I didn't think we were going to work out long term. She got upset and asked what had changed. I told her honestly that watching how she and her family treated the restaurant staff had given me a view of her I hadn't had before, and I couldn't unsee it. She said I was being precious about waiters and that her parents are old-fashioned. I said it wasn't just her parents, it was her too. She hung up. I didn't think one dinner changed everything. I think one dinner showed me what she quietly had been hiding for 3 months. I don't think you're wrong. If that's the kind of stuff that you don't want in your circle, those kind of people who are being unkind, talking about the waitresses, and being mean to people, you don't have to have that in your circle either. You don't have to do that at all. That's up to you. But like I said, he ended it. I would have ended it as well, because I don't like to be around people like that. To think they're high and mighty and better than everybody else. Just because there's a waiter, okay, so what? They have feelings too, and they're a person too. Let's see if we can see any kind of comments down here, y'all. This person said, I met the most gorgeous girl I'd seen my first day of my sophomore year of college. Tried to get a date with her for 6 months. She finally said yes, and halfway through the date, she said she would go on another date with me. I asked why she said that, and she told me I would. I treated everybody at the pub really well. I guess when I went to the bathroom, our waitress came over and told her I was a keeper. Oh, we celebrated our 40th this summer. Oh, well, that's good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I guess this is just really telling about, like I said, some of the folks. The waitress deserves honorary status in your marriage story. Kind of funny that a complete stranger saw the red flags before you even had all the information. Like I said, y'all, I don't think he's wrong at all. But let me know in the comments, y'all. Would y'all stick around with somebody whose family you finally went out with and met, and they're making fun of all the waitresses, talking bad and talking down to them? Let me know in the comments what you would do, y'all. I definitely want to know. Okay, I'm sure some of us can identify with this relationship situation, possibly. It says, am I wrong for refusing to help my ex-boyfriend after he left me for someone more successful? I am a 25 female, dated my ex who is 27 male for almost 5 years. During that time, I supported him through everything. When he was unemployed, I covered rent more times than I can count, paid for groceries, and even helped with some of his bills. I was always there when he needed me emotionally, financially, and otherwise. A year ago, he broke up with me. His reason was that he felt we were growing in different directions. A week later, I found out he had started dating a woman he worked with. It hurt, but I accepted it and moved on. Fast forward to last week, out of nowhere, he contacted me saying he had lost his job and was struggling financially. He asked if I could lend him some money. I was the only person who ever really cared about him. I told him no. Now some mutual friends are saying I'm being cold because I can afford to help and because I once claimed to love him. My view is that he chose to leave the relationship, and with it, the benefits of having me as his support system is left too. I agree. I'm not going to pay for an ex's anything. I'm not giving you money to loan you money to do anything with. You left, you go ahead and stay with the woman who you worked with. I'm sure she can give you some money too. He must not be with her anymore, I'm going to assume. But I would have done the same thing. I concur less what my friends were saying. Everybody's going to have somebody that they love in their life multiple times. That don't mean you keep going back to your exes and taking care of them. That's not what that means. He's he's what, 27 years old? He can get another job and fend for himself. Even if that means driving for Uber or somebody else to make some side money, I'm sure he can do that too and make some money and whatever money he needs. I put it that way. So I don't think you're wrong at all. But like I said, y'all, let me know in the comments if you think she's wrong. This first comment, you're not wrong. The mutuals are not friends. Please do not listen to them and definitely don't support the ex. Right. Agreed. You're not wrong. Do not support him. He left you. He doesn't get to come back when he needs something from you. He's an asshole for even asking. Right. And don't listen to the mutual friends. They are more his friends than yours, obviously, if they feel you should be helping. A real friend would be sitting next to you saying, what a user. He has some nerve calling you after what he did. Right. I say the same, y'all. I say the same. Like I said, and this person's comment says, why aren't those friends helping that cheater or his new girlfriend? Because they know would be dumb. Right. Right, y'all. Like I said, right. Let me see if I can find one more, y'all. Like I said, let me know what you would do in the comments. Let me know. Let me see. Let me find one more. Oh, that's the okay. I don't know. Let me see. I guess I read this. I have no idea what's going on, but okay, it sounds interesting. Am I wrong for exposing my sister? Am I wrong exposing why my sister actually started a petition to get a teacher fired? Tell me if they're wrong or not, y'all. I definitely want to know. This is interesting. My younger sister is currently finishing her senior year of high school. Last week, she started circulating an online petition to have her literature teacher disciplined or removed. She claimed this teacher targets a specific students and creates a hostile learning environment. Our parents were fully supporting her and even asked me to share the link on my own profiles. The problem is I know exactly why she's doing this. I still talk to a few people at the school from when I went there. The literature teacher is known for being strict but incredibly fair. I pressed my sister privately, and she eventually admitted that she was caught using AI to write her final term paper. I hate lies, y'all. I can't stand liars. The teacher gave her a 0 and reported her for academic dishonesty. Instead of taking the punishment, she decided to twist the narrative and ruin the teacher's reputation. Just a bad person, y'all. Liar. She must have. She's a senior in high school. I'm sure she's been lying. I told her she needs to take the petition down immediately because it's completely fabricated and malicious. She refused and said I was being a terrible older sibling. I got frustrated and went to our parents, telling them the real reason she failed the class and why the petition exists. Now my parents are furious with her, grounded her for the summer and forced her to delete the campaign. My sister is crying and saying I ruined the end of her senior year and betraying her trust. Even my aunt texted me saying I should have stayed out of it and let the school handle the investigation without exposing her secret to our parents. I thought I was stopping a witch hunt, but now I feel guilty. Hell no, you ain't wrong. I don't like liars. I don't care if it's my mama, daddy, sister, whoever it is. I don't like liars anyway. And she's sitting up here lying, trying to get this man reputation, this school teacher, because she didn't messed up. She didn't sit up here and use AI to create her whole final paper, and he gave her a 0 for it. That's on her. Why would you lie and try to get this man fired? That's going to ruin his whole damn career over a lie that you created. I hate folks who lie, like I said. And no, you're not wrong for doing it at all. That's very wrong. So she's going to mess up this man's entire teaching career. He probably, if this goes through or whatever the case may be, if they say all with her claiming something happened and all this kind of stuff, they can fire this man and he can't get a job nowhere else possibly. It just depends on the situation. But like I said, what I would do is put this online. Take the petition down, either do a video or a post about why the petition was up there and how was the damn lie. That's what I would do. I'm not finna sit up here and deal with the liar, especially not in my own household. Not doing this kind of crap. That's on her. She lied about it. And it says, no, you did nothing. You did the right thing. Had something grave happen to the teacher until the truth got exposed. your sister's future would have been really ruined. Also, malicious behavior should be strongly punished before it becomes a part of her nature. Is this aunt a bad influence on her? Must be. He says my aunt always coddles her. She is the one of those people who thinks family should cover everything up. No. Even ruining a teacher's life. It drives me crazy. The school wouldn't have done a real investigation anyway. They would have just seen a massive petition and panic. I just couldn't sit back and watch that happen to someone who's innocent. Ooh, God, y'all. I know we all probably got somebody in our family who does this. Let me know in the comments what you would do in this situation, y'all. This is, as y'all can tell, I'm upset about this because I'm a social worker. So I know how it feels to have, not saying I have had anybody lie on me, but I have seen other folks' careers destroyed because kids are saying they touched them, they did this, not saying those things didn't happen, but sometimes those things are lies. I know it for a fact. I've seen folks lose their licenses over stupid situations like this. Folks lying on them. I hate that. Y'all, I know I'm mad about this. I know it's not my family, but I hate that, y'all. I hate that. Silliness, y'all. Silliness. Golly. And this person in the comments, seriously, she was ready to completely ruin a blameless teacher's career and livelihood just to have her own academic dishonesty. Getting caught now is much like a needed wake-up call she needed before she actually, does something actually ruining the life of somebody at college or at a real job, right? I'm glad she had this wake-up call. I hope she never do it again. But this kind of person, I could be wrong. It may be another situation, I'm sure. Because for some reason she think that line is going to get her out of all the stuff. She ain't trying to take responsibility for nothing, is what it sounds like to me. And that's a doggone shame. And that's how she probably was raised, unfortunately. This person said, Jesus, the low character your sister is exhibiting is really concerning. She'd rather ruin somebody else's career and reputation rather than take responsibility for her own poor judgment and dishonesty. You absolutely did the right thing. Like I said, y'all, let me know in the comments what you would have done. I would have done the right thing too. I'm not going to sit up here and let somebody lie on somebody and knowing doggone well that's not the right situation and they telling a lie. Most definitely, I will never do that. I don't care who that person is. I ain't got nobody's back. You take responsibility for your own actions. It's how that goes. Be mad at me, don't talk to me no more. I don't care. But I'm not going to stand behind somebody who's lying and keep pushing the thing knowing doggone well that they're lying. I will never do that, and I have never done that in my 49 years on this earth, and I never will. Yeah, that pissed me off, y'all. So like I said, I'm done reading these am I wrong stories for right now. Like, no, she definitely don't care, Wayne. You were definitely right. She sure didn't at all. And that's a shame. That just takes me back to thinking about back in the day when some women used to lie on our black men, rape them and did all these things. That's what that actually reminds me of. And they getting hung and all this stuff because of somebody's not wanting to take responsibility for their own actions. That's exactly what that reminds me of. And that's why I'm upset about, well, that's part of the reason why I'm upset about it too. Because I know this stuff happens all the time. I know it does. Being a social worker for these 27 years, I've seen it happen. And I've had to call some folks out too. I don't care. They ain't killed me yet. I don't care. I hate people like that. I really do. But let me go ahead and get off here because I'll talk about this all day. I put it that way. And I'm getting more upset, but I'll talk about it all day. So like I said, y'all, let me go ahead and get off here. I just want to thank y'all for listening to these few Am I Wrong Reddit stories. I'll be back with some more in my next video, y'all. Peace out. Have a good one. And like I said, let me know in the comments, what would you do in these situations, y'all? There was 4 different situations I read. Let me know what you would do. Peace out, y'all. See y'all in the next video. And if y'all like to hear different this type of content, Reddit stories, crazy drama, different things that's going on, like I said, make sure that you subscribe to your girl and follow me too. And make sure that you, of course, like I said, let me know in the comments what you do in these situations. Peace out, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video.